J Will, what up, man? Thank you for joining the live stream. We're gonna get started very, very soon. Just doing some posting. I'll be taking calls today, so I would like to hear your calls for draft and what your expectations, what your thoughts, and all that good stuff. And I'll be talking for McPhee, which should we bring, if we need to bring anybody else. So make sure you, if you want to call in today. Venomous, what up? Andrew, what up? Just doing the last couple of things here so we can officially go live. First live since the draft, and at least in this channel. Okay, where's this thing? Okay, let's get this thing rolling.
Renegade.
Yo, what up, my guys and ladies? Thank you for joining szg.sports today. Today we should have a fun one. Sorry, I'm trying to set up, making sure audio sounds good. Video, look, lighting is the lighting. It is what it is. I have my daughter's little lamp there. Yeah, I move and getting situated here. If you want to see it, look at this beautiful lamp there. Oh, that's the right Ravens. Oh, it's hiding. You see it there? Yep, that's it. That is my lighting. I used to have in my daughter's playroom. There's no playroom right now. It is what it is. So anyway, we're gonna talk about a couple things. I put some notes here. Like I said, I'm gonna open phone lines later on. If anybody wants to call, if not, that's fine too. But if you never have called the show, it's easy. You text me, I'll call you back. It's that simple. It's literally that simple. Oh, the scrolling thingy. Let me take that scrolling thingy here. Okay, that's not true anymore. There you go. Yeah, we are not doing the morning show right now. I just can't. Where I am right now, I just can't. And work is upon us, so I can't. Anyway, shout out to everybody that is watching the show. Thank you for joining this live stream. Let's get started with this. First thing that I want to address was the whole. I'm just trying to look at my notes because I don't want to forget anything. I always say like, oh, we're gonna talk about this and that, and then I forget. First thing that I want to talk about is Michael Gibbons. What up, man? Thank you for joining the live stream. AB. And, he tweeted this picture of him in the Ravens uniform. I know he wants to be a Raven badly. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a Raven? Let's be honest. Who doesn't want to be a Raven right now? Very, very few players don't want to be a Raven at this moment. So, obviously, he's unemployed. So, to be honest, any team he probably wants. But if the Ravens call, even better. He can avenge against the Steelers. It's just a lot of stuff. Now, that being said, ain't happening, my guys. Ain't happening. Why? You don't want to bring this, how do you want to say, this diva, this disruptor of your locker. Your locker room is super solid. The other thing is you have our guy, Hollywood Brown, is going to be looking at how he conducts himself, right? At this point, Hollywood's like, your work ethic and all that made you a lot of money. If I play like you on the field, this shenanigans ain't going to be accepted. Look, you're out of work, right? And the NFL did give an opportunity. It's BS if they said the Raiders giving an opportunity, the Patriots giving an opportunity. He still botched it. So, now, you say, well, should we still sign it? Oh, about all that, should we still sign him? We can use him. Anybody can use him. There's no question we can use him. This is the only way you sign him. In that little contract of betterment minimum, with highly incentive and no guarantee money, will say, if you look at me sideways, you're gone. If you speak over me, you're gone. If you do anything that I don't like, you're gone. It's the only way. You have to be more than the perfect player, citizen. That's the word I'm looking. More than the perfect citizen. If you want to keep him in check. Antonio Brown is not gonna be a Raven. Like I said, if for some reason it happens, we're gonna constrain a lot. And I have to be careful now because there's new guidance on YouTube. So if I don't keep it clean, they don't deplatform me, but I don't appear in searches. Let's put it like that. Now they make me answer questions every time I upload a video. That was surprising. Anyway, Raven76 more. What up? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, Michael. If it is non-guarantee, as soon as you look at me, but there's still a challenge for that. Him and his cousin look to be tight, and if for some reason the cousin didn't like the vibe that the team presented to him, and Lamar didn't like how the team treated him, that can just it can go out of control. So, I mean, this is my point. The risk outweighs the reward by a ton. It's not even close. Okay. Let me segue because Antonio Brown's conversation just exhausts me. Good insight. What up, my brother? Thank you for joining the live stream. He's a disruptor and will screw up the Ravens family locker room vibe. That's what I'm saying, Andrew. We got enough young bucks. No problem with them. And we're going to be talking about the draft. And like I said, if you want to be part of the call later on, just text me. The number is 443-292-2337. I'll call you back and we can be part of the chat, okay? Okay. Now, let me segue to more free agency talk. So we signed Pearl McPhee. Great signing. Why is that a great signing? Because McPhee actually flashed last year. He looked like excited to be here, and I'm expecting him to be the backup. Now the starter to Fergie, yeah, he might be the starter, as on paper. But the reality is, I expect Fergie to take more snaps than McPhee, as Fergie is gonna be the starter. Okay, so what else would I want them to do? Not Addison Griffin, he's going to be too expensive. But I still believe you bring Matthews on the cheap. Not only that, I want to read you something here. And I forgot to. Bring this up. Hold on. Okay. So, look at this. The Raiders. Tyrell Williams. I don't think Tyrell Williams survives. I don't think he survives that team. I think he is going to get cut. That is a player that you might bring later on for the cheap. For your other outside guy. Because they had Ruggs, they had Braylon Edwards, and they got another receiver that I'm blanking. What's the other receiver? It's not here. Why is it not here, Raiders? Get it right. Oh, plus they signed Nelson Aguilar. I mean, they ain't going to keep Tyrell Williams, okay? So that's a guy that I think we should target as soon as he gets cut. But that's pretty much it. Matthews and him are my only two guys right now that I can think of that I want. Pending, obviously, if anybody gets injured and blah, blah, blah. Okay? So, why Matthews? Well, Matthews brings you another... With Matthews now, you have a small surplus. A lot of one-year deals, right? Because Matthews will be in a one-year deal. You have McPhee in a one-year deal. You have Judah on a one-year deal. And you have Bowser on a one-year deal. 4 out of your 5. But we're pushing for it, right? And Matthews in a rotational basis, I think that would be spectacular. That would be beautiful. He can just rotate with Judon, right? I think that is the best play that we can do, and he should be cheap. He should be cheap. So Matthews will be my number one. Let me see over the cap Ravens. Let me see how much money we have, because Matthews will be like vet minimum almost. But we have 11 mil, so we're good. We are solid for a Matthews signing. Okay. Let me see here. Fee, yes sir. McPhee last year knew he was home, and same this year. Yep. Renfro, Ruggs, Aguilar, Brian Edwards, and Lynn Bowden was the one that I was thinking. Yes, so that's what I'm saying. Terry Williams is a good outside receiver that we can bring on cheap. I think that would be a good signing. So, looking at this, Matthews could be. So we have 11.2. Yeah, no, definitely. Because you think Matthews is gonna be maybe 3, maybe, right? I'll take him. And for the people that are like, oh, well, Addison Griffin incoming, but Clowney. The only way the Clowney can work on this here is if you sign Clowney for whatever it is, 20 mil, 21, but the cap hit this year is low, but then it's gonna balloon the following year, right? Expecting Judon to be cut, right? So then you have Clowney for this year and the future, and then you can keep Judon for this year and then let him go. So that will be interesting. But no, the reality is probably more Matthews than anything. Okay. I still would like Golden Tate. Mayak said Bowden will play running back. Yeah. That's not a thing. Manuel Yañez Aguilar. Manuel Yañez Aguilar. ¿Cómo estamos, mi hermano? What's up? Okay, so let me segue for the next topic. If you follow me on Twitter, and if you haven't, you should, or IG, and you can hit me up. A lot of you do, which I appreciate. I love it. And when I have time, I sit down. We have back and forth conversation. I've done it with Guru. I've done it with Andrew. I believe with Michael. Some of you, either through IG, Twitter, follow me. And I'm gonna try to do some morning maybe live streams through IG. Short little live stream. Just call me Manny. Okay, my man. Okay, so me and Fred got into the discussion today. Fred from Berlin BS. Shout out to my boy Fred from Berlin BS. And Golden. I got you. The outside linebacker from the Giants. Maybe. I mean, he's a possibility. It's a possibility. You're paying Judon because Judon is more than just a pass rusher, Michael. And we can talk about that in this segment that I'm talking about here now. He was saying, oh, we should have Malik Harrison play some snaps in the outside back or Sam position. And I don't know why Ravens. And then if you're in this group, I'm talking to you as well. Why are we obsessed with moving players out of their natural fit? Like when there's a necessity, I get it. Like Yanda playing right tackle when there's no right tackle, I get it, right? But I hear the same argument with Jimmy Smith. Oh, let's put him to free safety. Had you seen Jimmy playing in the free safety position at all? In space? Have you seen his reaction if he's playing in the middle? Does he bit very hard if a quarterback looks one way? Right? We don't. But in the past 2 years, we hear this for Jimmy Smith. No, same argument. Malik Harrison. Oh, he should play outside. Why? Malik Harrison is a pretty good player that I think he has some development to do, but I think he can make an impact this year in the middle linebacker position. If we start moving him all around the place, this is just my opinion, we're going to take from him. We are taking from him that development that you want to. Now, like I told him, like, yo, if we're talking about blitzing, I don't care. If you put him outside, inside, and the A gap, B gap, C, it doesn't matter. You're blitzing. Your job is just attack the quarterback. But outside linebacker, he was like, well, I said, I told him, like, other than Judon, what are you talking about? We have Ferguson and Bowser. And the argument is always like, well, Bowser, whoa. Now, this is the problem when you talk about Bowser. Bowser's not a sack guy. He's not. And this goes to the Michael Gibbons or whoever it was. Yeah, Michael Gibbons saying why we're paying Judon that. Because Judon knows how to rush the passer, but he can drop and cover. He can set you that edge, right? Bowser, not as good as Judon. Never. He can rush the passer as good as Judon, but he can defend that flat. He can drop in a zone coverage scheme. He can play man-to-man for a little bit. He can set the edge. He has traits of an outside backer. And the problem is when we think about an outside backer, we just think sacks, rush the passer, sacks. In this defense and a 3-5 defense now, if you talk about 3-5 defensive interior, your main job is penetrate that line, hit that B gap, contain the rusher. If you see a pulling guard, make sure he doesn't get to the next level. Those are your jobs. But on a passing situation, more than likely just rush the passer. On an outside backer side, you're not always rushing the passer. You might just be containing. You might be setting the edge. You might be putting a rushing, guarding that flat. You might be rushing, but if you see the running back leak on a flat, go with him. That is a lot of stuff that if you want to make Malik Harrison an outside backer, you can put him. But I want him as a middle linebacker, especially if you want to make it a Mike eventually. You want him to see in the middle linebacker position. Let me see the calls on the D-line. Do I have to shift them to the left, shift them to the right? It's a different visual. Play action, am I biting? Hitting that gap. It's the gap opening. Should I attack that gap? Should I pursue on the outside? Or am I over pursuing and the running back is cutting back? All the stuff you want Malik Harrison to slowly but surely get. For the idea will be for next year, 2 middle linebackers. Starting Patrick King and Malik Harrison, which is not happening this year. Patrick King will be a starter. Malik Harrison probably won't. And that is okay. Because he's a rookie. But talking about moving him to another position, but why? It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand. I don't understand this idea, this notion that we should move Malik Harrison. Even if it is for, he told me like, Sonny, but it's just for some packages. But why? To give a guy a breather. Okay, you had Judah and McPhee there. They both need a breather. Okay, Fergie, Bowser, you in? Oh, but Bowser, did Malik Harrison show you anything that he can rush the passer? Oh, but he's a sure tackler. Okay, in a blitz situation, sure. Send him to get the quarterback. But in an outside backer position, when he is lined up against a tackle, does he know how to get away from the tackle? Does he know how to bend that corner? Does he have hand placement? Or can he spin the move? Or does he have the bull rush? Does he have a good punch? Or does he get flat? Look, it's not as easy as like, yo, let's just line him up and I see him, he can blitz. Yeah, on a blitz that's fine. But on a passing situation, put him in an outside backer position? No. Hell no. I want my rookies to learn. And this year's gonna be tough. I want my rookies to be in good situation because I not only want them to produce this year, but also for the future. Okay. Let me see some of the comments here, and then we're gonna move. Manny, Eric Johnson. Shout out to you. I will be surprised if we get Clay Matthews. We'll see. We tried last year. Maybe the cost is still a little bit better. We win Super Bowl. Judon will leave because of the money issues and someone else, but most of the core will remain. Ingram retires, and the other 3 backs will remain. Agree. Oh, we're gonna talk about that. Thank you, Manny. I'm glad that they resigned. Yeah, me too. Mohammed, what up, man? What up? Shout out to you, brother. If Matthews is 1 year $3 million and Golden is 1 year $5 million, did you choose? Well, Golden. But I think Golden's probably gonna take a little bit more. Golden. I mean, yeah, it's more productive. But at this point, you need a rotational guy, so you don't want to break the bank. I know Wink is so amped right now with our defensive additions. Yeah, I was too with the defense. Can we have him, Mike, on rundown and Sam on third? But this is my problem, Muhammad. Why? Have you seen him playing the Sam backer position that you think he can be an adequate pass rusher? I haven't. Can he be lined up like he's going to rush the passer and drop back and be adequate? I don't know. But you know who can do that? Bowser. I wouldn't be surprised if Ravens get Matthews. I feel that they will both start and LJ as a backup, maybe. Alexander Heck, shout out to you. Yo, Sonny, hot take. This year, McPhee has more sacks than Judah. You can see that. McPhee has a knack for sack. Forced to start until proven otherwise. That's what I'm thinking, Gibbons. That's what I'm thinking, Michael. I think he played Sam in 2018. For I didn't see no tape, but I could be wrong. I think he is a good middle linebacker, and you want him to be better. And right now you have 4 outside linebackers. They can rotate between each other. Okay? Now let's talk for a moment, just very briefly, about the running back situation. Because I remember when Dobbins got drafted, and me, Coach, and the others were talking about running back. Oh, Gus is gone. This is what I believe. I believe, I might be in a very, very minority. I believe Gus is not gone. I believe that we go from 3 quarterbacks to 2 quarterbacks. I think McSorley is going to fight with the kid from Utah for the practice squad spot. And this is the year to do it. There's so many quarterbacks out there right now. I doubt that somebody's like, oh, McSorley's there. Let's go get him. Nah. You move him to the practice squad. You have your 2 QBs. And you talk to McSorley like, yo, this is the situation because next year Ingrain's gone. Think Gus brings you a level that I'm not sure if Dobbins does. For sure. I'm not sure if Dobbins brings you that level, that between the tackles, running ability that Gus has. And Hill, you know, he's only in a 1 year. He's cheap and he can be just change your paces. You draft Dobbins, he's going to be your bell cow in the near future. So it's just more depth in the case of Hill. He can do some returning ability too. Okay, so I think we're going to carry 4 running backs. I think we're going to carry 2 quarterbacks. Net 6. I think that is important. Next 6. If you want to consider running back Patrick Ricard, okay, that's a 7th between those two positions. Okay, and then I'm trying to work a video with all the undrafted rookies, just scouting them, telling you if I think they're going to make the team, if I don't think, what do I like, what do I not like, and blah, 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 all that stuff, okay? I seen Gus lead block for Lamar. I like to see some more 2-back sets, so many combos. I was telling everyone when we drafted Dobby, it's a BPA. If they rotate Malik and Queens, it will make a DRD so productive because it will tell you what type of D we have on the field. But if both are on the field, you don't know. Oh, I got you. Yeah. So this is the thing, Manny. What's gonna happen? Usually, if you have a Mike guy, that person doesn't come. But I believe the Mike guy this year is gonna be Chuck Clark. So I think they're gonna rotate the 3 of them just to have fresh. Now, on a clear passing situation, you ain't gonna see Malik Harrison. You might even see Ford, but that's in a clear passing situation. I understand what you're saying. You have any linebacker, any given point, they don't know what are you playing. And I think what they're gonna do is just rotate them. Malik, I think how it's gonna be is Malik Harrison will be the first one in when either guy needs a breather. That's how I think they're gonna do the rotation. I wonder with banged up Peterson, guys, the running back for the Skin, if the Ravens trade Gus on a low pick for them, well, that is an interesting one. I'll take that. The Redskins ain't winning, so I don't see that happening, but I'll take it. Anyway, so cap for next year. That was the other thing. That was another conversation. Currently, our cap number is sitting at 83 mil. And where's my handy dandy calculator here? Boom. So we are sitting at 83.7, just to round it, 0.7. Okay, things that will happen next year. Where's my guy here? Where is because I need to get this right. Ingram. Okay, Mark Ingram. You're gonna cut him. There's a cap savings of 5. So at 5. At 5 for Mark Ingram. Okay. We're gonna sign Stanley. Just assume 23. Just to be safe. I think you sign Marlon next year to 18, and he counts 10 to the cap. So I think you're just gonna add 4 to the cap. Okay, it's just to flatten that out a little bit. So, and then the other one that you're starting to think of is Lamar Jackson. Now, the other one, if the budget gets tight, LG4 you can cut him for 2, depending how Malik Harrison works. Right? Brandon Williams. Should we cut him? His cap hit is 14.4. You have a 9.5 saving. So if you add that 9.5, boom, 71.2. Now the question is, if we cut him, you have to bring somebody else. The other thing, you still don't have any outside backers because Judon's not on payroll, Bowser's not on payroll, McPhee ain't gonna be on payroll. So 71. Oh, plus, I mean, I don't even know how this list is short, so we need more players. So me saying this is, yeah, the cap looks big. That's a lot of people we had to sign. There is a lot of people, where's the thing, that we had to sign. So 83.6 goes like that. Calais Campbell will be here in the team. I think Earl Thomas will be here for next year. It's the year after that what I think is when I think we cut him. But next year, I think Earl is here. B will. I think there's gonna be a lot of money getting released when the following year. The other guy, Tavon Young, if he doesn't play better, he might be a cap casualty, right? But now you start to think about Lamar needs to get paid. Orlando Brown's gonna go to his last year of the deal. He needs to get paid. Andrews is going to the last year of the deal. He needs to get paid, right? So there's a lot of players. So it's important. It's very important that with this money, I think we should try to pay all these players early and try to flatten the cap so we can extend our run and our window. Okay. So let me see some of the other comments here. Do you think we have enough offensive power to go toe-to-toe with KC? Yes, we do. Look, KC beat us by 5 points. Yes, we scored a late touchdown, but if you think about it, our defense was hobbling, right? Our defense was hobbling. Our defense looks way better, and our offense also got upgraded. In the case of KC, I don't know offensively how much upgrade. I like the running back. But I like Queen to defend that running back perfectly. Other than that, it's pretty much the same team. Defensively, it's pretty much the same team. So, yes. And usually there's a hangover for the Super Bowl winners. Wrestling have no reliable RBs. That is only why. No, I understand, Andrew, but running backs is a dime a dozen. I mean, I think that you cut Kerrigan because right now, what are you taking snaps away for Chase Young or from Sweat? But the rest will do stuff like that. I wouldn't want to give up any picks. Do you see Malik starting ahead of Queens on 1 and 2nd downs? But Queen, no. They want to make Queens a 3-down back. Now, Queens needs to put some weight in, but they want to make him a 3-down back. Eventually, what they want with Queens is never to get him off the field. Cutting B. Will and Ingram makes sense after 2020. Maybe even cut Earl this season and Judon comes off the block. Problem is, you cut them, you need to bring somebody to replace them. Money-wise, everything is getting expensive, okay? Okay, Brandon and Ingram are gone. I like to replace Earl. We don't have a replacement. Maybe if Elliott shuts out. They have they have to cut some of the vets after the season to shift the money over to Stanley. Marlon, and Lamar. Yes, they will. They will. But my point is, Calais Campbell was on a 2-year deal. Peters is on a 3-year deal. So there's a lot. Earl is gonna get cut in 2 years. Just what I'm thinking. Stanley's gonna get paid this year. I believe Marlon, if not this year, next year with Lamar, they're both gonna get paid. So we still have time. Okay. Yeah, there you go. So one thing that I did was I put a video out there. So text me right now, 443-292-2337. It's 443-292-2337. So we can talk about the draft. You know, what do you thought about the draft and all that? Because this is my first live stream since the draft. I would like to hear any comments you guys have. Okay, so text me and I'll call you back. But I put a video out there. And some people liked it, some people didn't, and that's fine. I mean, I'm not trying to be controversial or anything like that. All I was trying to say is, I give the draft a B because I thought we could have done better. Now I have the hindsight 2020. First pick, awesome. Now I did want to trade back. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I wanted to trade back. That's the first pick. Second pick, I love the player. I still, to this day, think we should have got another player. Maybe Mintz, maybe trade back and get Aquara. I would have been okay with that. Still, I mean, I'm hoping he kills it, right? But I didn't want that position pick at that moment. You guys know that I was like, no, not first, not second, not third. Right? I wanted fourth round later. Marabuke, that was okay with that. Then the next pick, Malik Harrison, I was fine with it. I thought it was fine. Now, we did miss a little Wilson, which I think it would have been even better than Malik Harrison, but whatever. The pick that I didn't like necessarily was the tackle. I'm blanking on his name right now. Eric something. The reason why is it feels like a backup pick. And I forgot who was there. Go watch that video. It feel like it was a backup pick, and that was my problem with that pick. You bring him, he is versatile. If he can play guard, he can play guard and tackle. That's awesome. But I was okay with Bredesen on the 4th round. So bringing him, and then the other pick was Washington Jr. because a 9 was sitting there. I would have taken a 9. Now, receiver wise, I loved it. The Stone one, I loved it. I thought it was good draft. Again, I think I give it a B or B plus. I just cannot say it was an A draft. I can't. For some reason, it doesn't feel like an A draft. It feels like a really good draft. But everybody's saying, "Oh, this is the best draft ever. This is the best draft for that we had in years," and blah blah blah. Was it? Are you really gonna say this is the best draft that we had in years? From 2 years ago, we have a draft composed of Hurts. Then you guys might not like him. I thought it was a good player, but then Lamar Jackson, Mandus, and Zeus. Do we really want to say this was the best draft in years? Like in a decade or whatever? Nah, come on. Jose Garcia, shout out to you, man. Thank you for joining the live stream. Mohammed says, do you see us developing Tyree Phipps as a right tackle as a replacement for Zeus? If we want to save money for Ronnie Stanley, it's a possibility. Zeus still has 2 more years, but it's a possibility. Harry Holland, what up, man? Thank you for joining the live stream. Davis 76B more. Casey safety, Tyrann Mathieu is talking a lot of trash. We need to shut him up. Saying they will repeat at the champ, and I mean that's fine. That's what you want them to do. That's fine. By the way, tomorrow there's no NF podcast. We're gonna do it Thursday with the reveal of the what do you call that? The schedule. Okay, so we're gonna be talking during the reveal. Lamar Jackson's gonna get paid. He's definitely the face of the Ravens. 410 dynamic Lamar. 410 dynamic. Shout out to you. Yeah, and he should get paid. My point is, you have to play Stanley. Too late for that. The rest of them, you have to pay them. Everybody. at worst a year before they become free agents, because this is now for Stanley. I have no doubt the Ravens wanted to sign him, and Stanley's like, I want Tunsil to sign first. But listen, I want Tunsil to sign first. You know why? Because Tunsil had all the leverage. Houston traded 2 first-round picks. Are you gonna cut me, Houston? You ain't gonna cut me. I want 22, but you ain't worth 22. I want 22 because you traded 2 first rounds for me. Are you gonna cut me? But we can't cut you because we traded 2 first rounds for you. Okay, I want 22, but 22 is too much for you. But cut me. But we can't cut you. So they ended up caving to them. They ended up caving to him. Stanley knew this, right? So because Stanley knew this, he just sit there wait. Oh shit, 22 mil. Ravens at 123. Dude, but that's a lot of money. That dude is kind of trashy. And he got 22. I'm getting 23. That's a lot of money. We need to win championship. You can figure it out yourself. I want my money. I think that's how that conversation will go. So says Sonny. Hold on. Let me read this and then I'll call the person that is waiting here. Hope Williams. Shout out to you, man. Sonny, I promise you, this is gonna be the best draft in Ravens history. Only one that gonna match this draft is the Ray Lewis draft and Lamar draft. I'm just saying, with the 2 years ago having the Lamar draft, I'm not even talking that much like the Ray Lewis, obviously, and Jonathan Ogden, 2 Hall of Famers. I'm not even talking that far. But a couple years ago, come on, man. Okay. I'm not saying that it's gonna be a bad draft. It could be a great draft, but expectations. That's what I'm saying. Bill Ryan's the worst. Yes, he is. Anyway, let me call here the first person here. And if you want to be part of the show, just call 443-292-2337. It's 443-292-2337. Who is this?
What's up, man? It's Godson, man.
How are you, brother? How you doing?
What's up with you, man?
I'm here.
Hey, I'm watching your video, man, and I think you kind of hard on the draft, man. I think this is a special class, man. So let me turn the TV down. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
So what I was saying is, it's not. I don't know if you saw the video that I posted about the draft, but what I was saying is, I'm not hating on the player that we pick. Other than Washington Jr., I like all the guys we picked. Washington Jr. for me is like, I don't know.
Washington or something like that.
Yeah, it's the 5th round. They actually the guy that they just signed. I wasn't
from Texas or something. Texas Tech.
Yeah, Texas Tech. I think it is. Yep. I want an eye in there, but I'm just saying, Dobbins is a hell of a player. This is not me saying he's not a good player. I'm more than saying there was other players there that could have been impactful, more impactful than what Dobbins will say. My problem with bringing a running back, which is when I had the conversation with Chips, I used to tell him, like, the net effect this year, maybe in the future it's different, but this year is not going to be that much greater. They said Dobbins kills it. Okay, great. But that means that probably Gus and Ingram is not going to do as much. So the net yardage is going to be similar. The touchdown for the running back side is going to be similar. Right? So that was kind of my point. Marabuki, I love that pick. I actually didn't have any problems with that pick. I thought that was great. And Malik Harrison, I'm a big fan of Malik Harrison. I think he
was supposed to go in the second round too.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that was a good pick. And I understand that pick too. My problem was with Malik Harrison in the 3rd round, not that pick, but the one after that, the pick 106. The Tyreek Phillips, the guard/tackle.
Oh, he a monster, yo.
He is.
Listen.
He is. He is.
Okay.
My problem with that pick is, now I'm hoping he can play guard. If he can't, then you just drafted a backup. Now, is the plan to replace Orlando Brown, which is what a lot of people say? Okay, but that's a plan that then you're talking about him being a starter in 3 years. If he's really brought as a backup, that was a late third round. There was still a lot of players there that you could have picked. That was a one that I questioned. Like Ben Bredesen, late fourth, I'm fine with that. It's a late fourth round pick. If he's a backup, it is what it is. But the first 3 rounds, you want them to be either starters or close to be a starter. And then if Tyreek is not going to be there for 2 years, now if he can play guard right away, then we're good. Then we're good. Then obviously I'm wrong. But if you see Ben Powers being the guard, or for some reason Bredesen being the guard, and you don't see him being the guard, you just drafted a backup. That's all I'm saying. Now you're playing for the future, I get it, but that future is still 2 years from now.
Well, let me say this. I look at it like this, man. We didn't waste the first round picks on bums. Rashard Perriman, he ain't live up nowhere near what we thought he was going to be.
True.
Granted, he was injured majority of the time. So a pick is a pick. You know, at the end of the day, it could go good, it could go bad. I really believe all our picks going to turn out. We might have a few that falls below what we thought, but I think we're going to have a lot of people helping us from day one that we drafted. And just on the J.K. Dobbin pick, you saying, for some reason, I love Gus. Gus a monster to me. But for some reason, we don't trust Gus. So we needed somebody else because you see what happened. We played a complete opposite game of the team that we are. We're a run-first team. Against Tennessee, what we do, we threw the ball over 50 times. That's not what we do. The reason why we did that because we ain't have nobody that we trusted, obviously. They ain't trust Gus, even though he had the big, 18-yard run or whatnot, but they ain't trust him.
Yep.
So hopefully J.K. can come in and hold up the load, which I do believe that boy will. Because when I look at him, I see like Ray Rice.
Now, this is, again, I think especially for me, a running back was essential next year on. So we drafted, in my opinion, 1 year too early. Now, the guy that we got is special. Again, this is not me saying the guy's not good. I think the guy is special. I think the guy can be special. My thing is for the net effect. What can he bring more than last year? But that's going to be hard. Because last year, if you put the combination on my 2 running backs and you add J.K., he might be a little bit better, even both of them combined, but your net effect is not going to be that much better. Now, next year, with no Ingram, and then you can have Gus situation, I think he fits beautifully. I'm just saying.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Go ahead.
I don't think Ingram going nowhere next year. I think Ingram going to finish out his contract with us. You're going to earn this little $5 million, and we're going to run him and J.K. again. Everything that we're doing this year, we're going to do next year. And I agree with you, like a running back, we done broke the rushing record. So what else? How much better can we really get? But, I look at it like if you're going to gamble, it's never a right time to say when to gamble, when to go. Like they chose to pick by BPA, and I'm all for it. Like I honestly... Like, I wasn't even looking at running backs like that because I didn't think we was going to get one until 4th round.
Me too.
But when they called J.K., I was like, shit, I love it. You know what I mean? So.
No, I think it obviously fell to them. I'm not saying that, again, it's just not me saying that I don't think the guy's going to be good for us.
Yeah, I know.
I just think, look, for example, let's say J.K. would have been awesome, right? I thought at 55 you could have drafted another player, and you still have a pick at 60 that we ended up trading back. I don't know if it was that a couple of players that got drafted behind they didn't like, but they could have just draft and move up a couple picks and get JK if they thought that he was the guy, right?
He wouldn't have been there past 56. Miami would have grabbed him. Miami brought him in early and everything during the before the the quarantine started.
That is fair. That is fair. So anyway, we'll see. I think I do believe Dobbins is gonna be great for us. And if you really think Ingram will be here after this year, then you have to move away from Gus Edwards, because Gus Edwards in 2 years he's gonna be a free agent. So keeping him is doesn't bring you anything, because at that point you're basically gonna, I mean, whoever your third back is, Dobbins is one or two, right? Day one, he's either your starter or your backup, and Ingram is the other starter or backup. That's your 1 and 2. The third running back, if he gets 3 to 4 carries per game, that's as much as that third back is getting, pending injuries, obviously, but we don't want much any injuries. So that is as much as you're gonna get from that third back. So the only reason, in my opinion, they keep Edwards is if they're moving from Ingram next year, because that's gonna save him $5 million. And we're starting to pay a lot of people a lot of money, and that $5 million can go a long way. So, and that's why I thought next year was
Brandon
necessary.
Williams gone for sure, I think, next year. And it's gonna be a couple people go. Real quick before I'm about to get up off this line, man.
Go.
I wanted to say a few things, man.
Go.
Love what you doing.
Thanks.
Keep going. I support all the Baltimore stations. I'm on all the Baltimore channels, or the Ravens channels or whatnot. And I want to, while I give you your flowers, I also want to give a couple of the other people their flowers. Like, it's a new dude named Baltimore Thought. He doing his thing. I'm a subscriber to him.
Okay.
And I love when all y'all link up. It's another, of course, Coach Engraving. What's the B word? All y'all, man, y'all doing y'all thing, man. Keep rocking. And I'm going to keep supporting.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And your support means a lot. Appreciate that.
All right, man. Be safe, man.
Same too. Okay, let me go with the other call. And that was a great call, by the way. That was a great call.
Hello?
Is this Muhammad?
This is him. What's up, son?
Hey, man. How you doing?
Couldn't be better. Considering the situation, couldn't be better.
You're loving this draft?
I'm just loving the draft. Remember, like, I was in the stream, everybody was like, oh my God, this draft. I was like, hey, no, it's BPA all the way. No, but the thing is, my first thing I wanted to share with you is, what do you think? Like, I'm not big in like grading the draft, because I think like we just picked them. I mean, we can't disagree with the players that we picked, but we gotta give them time to kind of see how they develop in our system, because I trust in Eric, because I think he has earned the leeway with certain picks. Like, if he thinks that this is the best player that could help us in the near future, and I mean, they'll be wrong on a few picks, but I mean, you can't be 100% right on everything. So my only thing is, I'm just excited for the draft. And I didn't even realize, like, when you look at the draft and the team and combine that with we have the easiest schedule this year, and I was looking at all the opponents, and I know we keep saying, like, we know, like, we can defeat any team on any given day, but I don't want to jinx us, but I think we could be 16-0 this year. That's how I feel, and realistically 16-0.
Yeah, so for me, every year when I look at the schedule, I feel like that. I'm not gonna lie. Every year I'm like, but
this year is different, Sonny. I feel real strong.
Okay.
I look at all the opponents. I'm like, oh my God! Like, come on! I can't see it lose.
So let me say two different. Let me start with the draft comment. And the draft comment, I say the right time to evaluate a draft is 2 years after the draft happened. So this year you can evaluate the Lamar draft, right? And you can say for me, that was a hell of a draft, because even Hurts, he was a contributor, and we traded him, I understand, but even him was a contributor. And obviously we had 3 starters from that draft. Next year, we can evaluate the Fergie draft, right? The Hollywood draft, and so on. So that's roughly when you can grade. So what I'm giving grades is more like, not necessarily the players, but it's the pick, who are our pick, and that's how I did that video. Again, if you guys haven't, go check it out. Now, that being said, if I see the opponents here, and again, Thursday we're going to be in Joe Newell's channel, we're going to be talking about the review of the schedule. Cincinnati Bengals, they are going to be a tougher opponent this year, but I think we should be able to sweep them. But they're going to be tough. I think the Clowns are going to be better. I think with the Clowns, because it's so hard for me to predict 16-0, so I'm just going to assume with the Clowns we're going to split like last year. The Squealers, I think the Squealers are going to suffer unless Big Ben's arm is bionic. So I think we sweep the Steelers. I think Jacksonville's just rebuilding. I'm hoping Tennessee we beat them 100-0 in M&T, but that's going to be a tougher opponent. Dallas Cowboys, they are fiery on the passing side, and they have a good running game, even if they bring Andy Dalton. So that's going to be a tougher opponent, but it's an M&T bank. I'm hoping we play them late in the year because they're a dome team. And if we play them late in the year, it's going to be, in my opinion, a W. The Giants should be fine. Kansas City is the other tough opponent, but they finally come to the bank because we have been playing over there. So that's going to be a fun one, but that can go either way. Realistically, that can go either way. I think both teams are a really, really competitive, almost dead even team. Houston, well, we saw what we did to Houston, and they got worse. Indy, they got better. Indy got better than last year. So that's going to be an interesting matchup, but I think we're better than them. And the Patriots got worse, for sure got worse. The Eagles, they're up and down team. I never know what to expect with the Eagles. They can be good, they can be bad. I don't know. We get an extra home field game this year over there in FedEx Field. That should be a dub. So I think we should be a minimum 12 wins. A minimal 12 wins. Now I can see 15-1. I can see 14-2. I can see 16-0. But I mean, it's hard to put. It's hard to go 14-2. So I'm probably this year predicting on the more conservative side of 12-4 or 13-3. Last year I predicted 11-5, and I got shorthanded. And people laugh when I predicted 11-5, and obviously I was wrong because it was way better. But look, going back, I think the schedule year to year is say, oh, this is the easiest schedule. Yes, but the reason it's the easiest schedule is because we had the Bengals, the struggle last year. They should be better. We had Cleveland, which struggled last year. It should be better. We had a game against New York. They struggled. They should be better. The Skins also a team that struggle, and they should be about the same. The Colts should be better, but the Patriots should be worse. So I think the schedule is not brutal. But I don't think 16-0 is. I mean, it's gonna be hard. There's only one team that did that. It wasn't even 16 games, and the team that did 16-0 shook in the last game of the year.
Yeah, no, that's why. I mean, I'm not even like I'm just being more like a fan. But realistically, when you think about it, my goal is I'd rather be 12-4 and get the first round bye, because this year you gotta get the first round pick. You gotta be the top seed to get the bye, right? And that's my main goal.
I thought that was gonna start the following year. It's starting this year. I thought that was starting the following.
I think so. This year is the seven playoff teams, and only the first. Maybe I could be wrong, but that's my only thing. Is I'm not so much worried about like what record we have, as long as we are first or as long as we get the bye.
You want the bye.
That's all I'm saying. But at the same time, I'm more worried about like, do you think last year sitting? I mean, hindsight 2020, right? Do you think that sitting Lamar and all the starters, did that contribute? I mean, I don't believe but yeah, that's what I'm worried about going forward. Like, how would we handle that situation, knowing what we know now?
Okay, so for week 17, I was big on they should play at least a quarter, right? Until I saw the conditions of that game. That game was rainy. It was, it wasn't the best elements. I would not play them. I wouldn't. Even going back right now, I would have not played them. If it was a beautiful sunny day, I would have considered them like maybe a quarter or a half. But anybody that was nick or a little hurt, sit him down. And the problem
Right.
with that is, in the case of Lamar, Stanley and the line need a break because they need a break because those boys get hammered throughout the year. So if you're sitting your
Right.
line, it's hard to keep your quarterback.
Right.
But 2 weeks is a lot, and would that contribute? No, I think it was for some reason we tried to get too cute. I still say that we tried to get too cute and how we were doing our read option, and I wasn't a fan. But you know what? Next year will come. That's the game that I have circled. I'm hoping it's the opener in M&T Bank. But I don't know with COVID how is this gonna work. But if for some reason fans can be there, it should be the opener, and we should go rock that stadium. Because I was there,
Right.
and it was sad for me.
Now I'm just excited, and also like I again wanted to really thank you for the stream that you did. I really enjoyed being part of the stream, and for bringing all the Raven fans together. That was awesome.
Appreciate
And
that.
and the other thing is, I did some more research on like the two questionable because I was with you because Tyree Phillip like the in third round and Broderick Washington in the fifth round. I wasn't very sure about, and I did research. I one of the podcasts like NFL from the Draft Dudes podcast. I trust their evaluation because they know a lot about the draft prospects, and then they were talking about Broderick Washington. They had him pegged going in the fifth round, right around the Ravens pick. So some of the draft pundits still saw what Ravens saw in Broderick Washington. So that gave me some comfort in knowing that it wasn't like out of the blue.
No, it wasn't a reach. No, it wasn't a reach.
Right. That's what I thought personally. I thought it was a reach because some scouts were saying like, "Oh, this is like a undraftable player or a seventh round player."
No, I never thought he was a reach. My problem was Anaya was sitting there. I like Anaya better, but other than that, is your D line right now is deep. As soon as you pick a Marabuki, it's deep.
Right.
And what I think is gonna happen is Washington might get a phantom injury, and he might be out for the whole year. And I think Mac needs to step up. Now, if Mac and Marabuki show up this year, that's how B. Will gets out next year. Because then you're going to say Mac can be your nose tackle, and Marabuki can be the guy to replace Wolf, right? And Calais Campbell's still there. And then now Washington comes as your backup the following year, and your hope is that he can be a starter by year 3.
Oh, one other thing on like Broderick, some of the film that I saw, he has shiftiness for the dude his size, and I feel. What do you think between him and Ellis? I know Ellis has the experience, but I feel like maybe it's not such cut and dry. Like as a backup, would you rather have Ellis or Broderick Washington active? He might not make to the active squad, but I mean, I'm not sure about that. Like, it's not so cut and dry with Ellis versus.
Yeah, so
he's a 1 year guy.
So we hate cutting any draft players. Anybody that gets drafted, the Ravens usually they first somehow they always end up in the IR instead of getting cut. Now, you would think right now behind B. Will you had Jelly. But other than Jelly, you also have Mac. You drafted him last year, and your 5th round, I believe.
Right.
He was active all the way to week 12, I believe it was. So he will be, in my opinion, your starter. He will be the guy. No, I'm sorry, not your starter. The starter over Washington. He will be the guy behind Jelly, or maybe pushing Jelly before Washington. This is why I think Washington's gonna get IR, because I don't see where you can fit him. Jelly, at worst, you can maybe put him behind Calais, right? And you have Marabuki. He's gonna be a backup for sure. He's gonna be part of the rotation. He should probably be back behind Wolf, and that is your rotational guys. Sprinkle Patrick Ricard here or there. This is why I don't see Washington. Where's Washington gonna be? He ain't gonna play in this team next year. I think unless an injury, but if no injury, the other thing is, I think, this is just my opinion, I think the NFL should expand rosters for this year, because we're not going to have your normal practice. Guys will get injured. You need to expand rosters to have more of your guys.
I think didn't they expanded the roster to 55 and the practice squads 2 more players? I think they did that.
If I'm
not mistaken.
They did that. I also think it's starting next year, but I'm not talking 55. That's 2 players. I'm talking significantly.
Oh.
I'm talking
Gotcha.
maybe 60 players. Significant, because these guys, you might not. I'm just saying, if come June and July, the guys are not gonna be able to practice, you have to expand these rosters, because these guys are not gonna be as good of a shape as previous years, and they gonna get nagging injuries, and that's when you not only you need to expand the roster, you need to go and expand probably to 50 or 51 active members, dressed up guys, game day. That's what I would do.
That's one thing. That's why I think like having the depth we have. I think if we have players on IR like Matt Cura might be IR. Like I remember you saying something like that. Like I think having the depth for us. Do you think like not a lot of teams are gonna be as well prepared as Ravens are, or some other good teams are? And do you think that gives us an edge? Because not a lot of practice, not a lot of camps that are gonna happen around this time. So do you think that can give us, or like some like good teams, an edge over most of the other teams?
Preparation.
Yeah.
So this team has very few new young guys. The guys that they brought were more veterans. The young guys, I think, will struggle at the beginning. Rookies with no camp. But other than the middle linebacker position, you're not depending heavily on rookies. Yes, on the receiver side, you have some dependencies there, but at worst, you still have Snead. You still have Mandrews. You still have Boykins, right? So it's not a heavily dependent. And the middle linebacker side, yes, you're more dependent, because after LJ, it goes Patrick and Malik Harrison before the next veteran. So there's more dependability there. So that will give us an edge. I think for most veteran teams, that's going to be the true.
Yeah, and that's why I love the pick of inside linebacker. I know we debated a lot whether we needed like linebackers and all, and you convinced me saying like, hey, it's not just that, it's like a third down, we need a sub package linebacker. We need proper linebackers for the base defense, and that's why, man. I really appreciate all the knowledge you bring to the stream, and I really look forward to your coverage and the videos that you do on
the Ravens. Appreciate that. So we're not doing the morning show for a while, but streams at night are coming, and I might expand if things starts to pick up in the NFL to two night streams per week. So we'll see. But I appreciate you, man.
Definitely, Sunny. Always great discussing with you. I feel like you are our Ravens podcasters are some of the most knowledgeable and well-rounded podcasters there is. Like everybody in Raven, you, Novo, Brad Lambias, everybody, and we are so blessed to have such coverage. I don't even I've just given up on ESPN, and I'm like, come on, forget all that. We got the best squad out here.
Man, you're gonna make me blush here. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Take care. Okay, with that we're gonna close the lines, but I will say something also. Go check everybody else's podcast too. What's the B Word 52? Obviously in Raven, he's my boy over there doing his thing in Florida. Coach, obviously Nubo, the BSers, and if I'm forgetting anybody, just go check. Everybody has good content. I love debating, so I love when people try to debate me. It's fun. Also, I know some of you had call only once or whatever, because it's hard. I get it. You get nervous. This here, my calls here is for you guys to express yourself. I ain't gonna judge. This is just an opinion. It's just an opinion from everybody here. So anyway, shout out to everybody here. Anybody that was on the live stream, thank you. If you haven't, please hit that like. That helps me a lot. Also, I'm hoping probably next week is when hopefully YouTube will send me my first paycheck from YouTube. But remember, I'm gonna take all that money. It's gonna go to the food bank. Probably the Baltimore or Anne Arundel food bank. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna put it on Twitter. And if you haven't, follow me on Twitter, IG, Facebook. You can hit me up. I would say Facebook is probably the one that I get to the least. But if you hit me up, I eventually will respond to you. If you hit me up on Facebook or IG, I try to respond within if I'm online right away. If not, then very soon. But yeah. Thank you to everybody. For Tyler Curry, what's up, man? Random, 410, Manny, everybody, Andrew that was here. For all of you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome, and thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for supporting every other channel. Like I said, tomorrow we're not gonna do it a podcast. We're doing it on Thursday for the schedule reveal, and we're gonna be talking about all the matches we're gonna get. Okay, my guys. So thank you for joining the live stream. Until next time.